Hello there, welcome back to the Ottomans. Last time, well, we kinda screwed over, to be honest, we did screw over, well, Castile and Portugal. We took, well, most of their northern coastline, and we'll probably just continue that same note more or less in the next war. Of course, we do have a, wow, that was not what was intended. We do have now a pretty huge, well, coalition against us, with most of Western Europe. So, since Eastern parts don't actually care too much about me yet, that is, well, I'll actually launch this one over here because, well, that's where I should launch it. Since mostly just the Western part doesn't like us, we'll go ahead and declare war on Hungary. Yes, we will. I'll probably just get 2 more, or 24,000 more troops back home, and then we'll declare war on them with the intent, or only goal of simply releasing Croatia first of all, and then we will be taking a couple more provinces simply to defeat Croatia as well. But while we wait for that to happen, we will fight Mentes. We'll simply take back what's ours, more or less. And apparently we also have an Orthodox revolt to deal with, so we'll get on that straight away. There's also some Granada nationalists in Castile. That is also kind of annoying. Oh, not annoying, it's hilarious, because that means that I can vassalize another Granada, or Granada, if I'm lucky. So wherever there's Andalusian culture, it seems like they can rise up. So what I would probably prefer to do here is covert action, support the rebels that are Granada nationalists, and as you can see here, that would actually, could potentially cripple them. But do I have the money to do so? No, unfortunately not. We'll help them a little bit, though. Just a little bit. I have a little bit of money to spare, but not much, admittedly. So we'll help them a little bit. There are quite a high national revolt risk everywhere, still. So this could potentially go to our advantage. But of course, now since I sent people over there, I don't actually have the highest relations with these guys. So we'll have to send these guys back home. And of course, now I've completely forgot about Bosnia. And as such, we'll do this. And wait a month, take them back home, annex them. And once again, I'm on a loop that doesn't really end up anywhere, and I end up wasting a little bit more time by having to call back the rebels start supporting. But once again, we can at least annex now Athens. We'll start the annexation at the very least, which is a little bit of a positive thing, but we'll have to wait until everyone gets home before we can declare war on Mentes. But it shouldn't be a problem. As you can see, we're actually making a profit with full army. And that is actually a, how big an army? 50,000 man army, and we're still making a profit. So I really can't complain on that score. And we also have now some troops that we can have, well, still standing well, over here, more or less. So that's always nice. 30,000 men standing army over here. And of course, if the Grenadans actually break free and take these 5 provinces with them, I will of course vassalize them, and vassalize them again, I guess is the right word or right way to say it, and thus we can all live happily ever after. We'll also go ahead now and simply take the Cormentes, and then we'll declare war on Hungary here. We'll simply get our troops ready and prepare for war. I'm pretty sure they are not allied with, as you can see, not really allied with anyone. The Austrians doesn't really like them. I can't actually see that the Hungarians haven't taken anything more than this, and they took that from Venice. So I can't see how the Austrians would really be livid about the fact that they took a province that actually should belong to them from the one nation that they bordered on, actually a Holy Roman Empire member, aside from Hungary itself, of course. But even so, I kind of find that kind of weird to process, I guess I should say. But yeah, well, I guess we'll also, well, 24. Yeah, the Castilians are in trouble here. The Grenadans will rise again, I think. Do they have a court to this province now? They actually do. Wow. So if Granada actually breaks free from this, I might actually decide to fight them to simply vassalize them again. How would that work out? Well, we'll figure it out next time. For now, once again, Hungary, you have been chosen. You have been weighted as too weak and are now a target of destruction. So we'll see how this goes. Once again, I'm pretty sure it should go pretty straightforward. That's basically half their army, so it shouldn't be that much of a fuss. We'll send out one to back up, and we'll just go straight over to sieges. Shouldn't be that much of a problem. We'll see how it goes. So, well, once again, I popped up where I didn't want to. The entirety of the Hungarian army actually ended up in well, here. That is the most correct description, I guess. They attacked my army and my lands as they usually tend to do. They are stupid that way, especially since I have a bigger army nearby. And as such, we can simply jump in and start slaughtering. As we also used to. 3,000 Ottoman and Bosnians and 13,000 on the other side. That's got to sting. We'll do this, split that one in half. Split that one in half. Join these and we'll hunt them down. They shouldn't be able to run that far, so it's not honestly a issue. We'll also go ahead and start the sieges. We should be able to hunt them down. I'm pretty sure they're going to their capital. Not really any further than that, I would believe. Well, they did go up to Pozny, so we'll try and hunt them down there. But yeah, we'll ping pong back in. Well, I thought we would ping pong back and forth a little bit more, but apparently I was mistaken. Sieging is coming, and we'll take the border regions first for the simple reason that, well, you can imagine why. The Austrians will most likely go after them, and we do not want that. So Mamluks declined. Sieging, and then we're basically done with Hungary, or this war against Hungary, and then we can focus on losing against Trebizond again. It should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. As you can see here, the Granadan rebels are doing pretty well for themselves, and as such, it's very tempting right now to release Granada. And because of that, these provinces will basically be given to Granada for free. I can just keep one of these, use them as more or less a way to declare war. But as you can see, there are some Portuguese annoying rebels here. So I'll have this army just reinforce for a little while, probably get a general, and then we'll deal with them. Or we could just take a level of military attack. The Limba, level 7. I can move on that thing. Military attacks plus 0.25, infantry fire plus 1.10, artillery fire plus a whole point. Or we can now start using... My apologies, we can now start using artillery. Large cast bronze mortar and Hofnies, which should help quite well. Wow, I'm not functioning, sorry. We can also take a religious idea, devoutness, tolerance of true faith plus 1, always helpful. But for now, we'll allow this army to reinforce, and then we'll go and try and well, kill off the heretics here. But as you can see, Portugal is definitely no, not Portugal. Castile is definitely already a failing project. It's fallen. Let's just be frank about that. And Portugal will definitely fall in the next war. If I actually end up releasing Granada as this big nation here, I'll definitely just feed them these two, and then Portugal falls in the next war, and then we can start eating Aragon, France, and England. So right now things are looking very grim for the nations that used to colonize. We'll see how it goes. Also, it's looking very grim for, as you might imagine, these guys here. So I wouldn't like to be in their shoes, but that's just my opinion. But for now, we'll just continue trying to deal with these annoying Portuguese patriots, and other than that, just try and have fun. It should be possible to beat them back, but it will of course be a little bit difficult and a little bit annoying. We'll see if we can pull it off or not. So, the fate of the Patriarch. Your Excellency, with Constantinople in our hands, we must decide the fate of the Christian Patriarch. Or Patriarch, I think it's Patriarch. There are many Christians still in the city. It might be prudent to show some leniency. This is time. Allow the Patriarch to exist and keep the current Patriarch. Lose 50 piety. People will like me, or I can do the opposite thing, which is basically make Bosnia hate me. And of course, that kind of puts me in a very bad spot. Money and base tax is fine enough, but I can get piety back pretty quickly by itself. I need to annex Bosnia pretty soon because they have been through a couple of annexations already. If I wait any longer, they'll stick around for eternity, and I don't really want that. I'm kind of interested in why these guys aren't going south and getting Cadiz, but that's probably their way of doing things. But for now, I need to end this war with Portugal before the mentioned, or as I said, the Granada nationalists have ended Almeria. Wow. Doesn't matter. If I just end this war, finish this war with Hungary with what I want, then it doesn't really matter how much if they actually siege any of those provinces, because I'll simply release Granada as a vassal. It's no fuss. We'll simply siege Hungary here, and then we'll get this done, and it's ending pretty quickly. As you know, in civil war, that's kind of interesting, and we also have disorder. I can't kind of understand it. I think we still have pretty damn high. Yeah, we still have pretty high overextension, and that's basically the reason why. We'll also go ahead and do the conversions of these things, simply to get them done. And apparently time is running out in terms of me having to finish this. But I want Slavonia, so I'll wait for that or this siege to finish, and then we are done, I think. So not really that much longer, especially now that I poured some more troops into it. But as you can see, I also need to allow my manpower reserves to replenish afterwards. So we'll probably rely on mercenaries for the following wars, which is kind of bad, but not really much we can do about that. I think we are ready to make peace now, just to make sure that Granada does stand up without us having a say in it, more or less. So for now, we'll go ahead and set the Hungarians as a rival, of course, to make peace deal cheaper. And I need myself a diplomat. Of course, I need myself a diplomat. Hope. It would be ridiculous if Granada actually broke free during that time. That would be so hilariously annoying. Release 2 vassals. That should be... yeah, it should work out just fine. Savonia, Trontal, and Thames. Yes, this is what we will be taking. And of course also Ragusa. There we go, we have our peace deal, I guess. Yep, oh, and also we'll take all your money. That's the Ottoman way of things. So there we are, done! We are happy, we now need to march on Trebizond and get ourselves killed. First what? I'm stuck. Let's see, can I... yeah, there we go, Granada, release them. And we'll also create a vassal of Croatia. There we go. I had one time... yeah, they still have their course. They lost their course one time, I have no idea why, but they did. Which would be was kind of annoying. But as you can see, the war will now enter a coalition against me, and as such, I need to get the overextended provinces off my back rather ASAP, simply to make myself stay alive. So we'll sell this to Croatia, and of course also... of course I need to convert it. Why? What was I thinking? Navarra, I have a job for you. Are you ready for it? Not yet, apparently. Still take a little while, and I'm of course very much overextended. We'll simply have to deal with that and see how things turn out, but for now it seems that... yeah, apparently the Granadan rebels vanished. All of them. Covert, support rebels. Can I sell that one to Galicia? We can try that first, and if I can't, then we'll of course support rebels in... nope, they're still overextended. So we'll support rebels in Castile for all it's worth. Because if we get some provinces for free, that means that I won't have to do as much myself. And 11 is fair enough. I do only need 1,000 ducats, remember, for the solving of the debacle with the other problem. So we are well en route. I can't keep that army. Do I want to keep this army? Probably do. These guys, yep, that one will be joining up there, and you guys can then walk over here, and we'll be declaring war on Trebizond pretty soon. We'll just have to wait for now, and we'll solve it once we can. Well, once again, it's time to actually solve the problem with the coalition. So we'll do it the simple way, which is to attack Trebizond here. They rarely or never actually have any allies to actually worry about, so that's fine. So we'll just go ahead, attack them, siege their provinces, and force them to agree to, well, taking or releasing a couple of provinces of ours. So all in all, it's win for them, lose for me, but once again, it's basically a win for me due to the simple fact that by doing things this way, we do get a fairly substantial aggressive expansion loss. That is a ridiculous way of doing it, seriously. You're losing a war and basically losing a war. You are winning a war but forcing them to take what you do not actually want yourself. That is basically what you are doing, and as such it's kind of an interesting thing, or interesting way of seeing things, but I can live with that. Once the coalition is dealt with, of course, we'll do another war here. They're still just allied with Burgundy and Portugal. It took a little bit of a while to get rid of the get Poland out of the coalition that joined, but of course Castile will leave before them, so it's not really a problem to fuss about. I believe they do have less than 150. 151 now, so yeah, they will leave, or they have probably less right now, 147. So we have nothing to worry about on that score anymore. So I can't really complain. We'll just get things done. I've also sold this one to Navarra. We'll do the same with... yeah, I was wondering if there were wars when I wanted, and then I remembered Trebizond. As you can see, we'll do or will convert these, and also the Hungarian provinces. This is also a reason why I choose religious ideas, due to the fact that we do need to get this done pretty, or the conversions done rather quickly. And also now that we will get the gas near, we'll definitely put ourselves in a much better position to deal with our enemies due to the fact of the increased manpower. So Hungary entered the military coalition, so it's 5 years until I can attack them again. But we'll basically just be alternating between them. I think I might actually have to go here and kill off that army due to the fact that it might actually be able to take or break the vassalization if I'm not completely mistaken, which I might very well be. But as you can see, the war is almost over. We have almost the capital, or Kaffa in this case, but we're still missing the other one. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It will fall sooner or later. We'll simply have to wait a little bit longer. We finally have it, the Ottoman idea advance, the Ghazi, triple manpower increase in religious wars, which means that I can now have, well, as you can see, I gain 872 people a month. That is a lot, because that means that I'm basically going to reinforce my manpower by fighting silly wars like this one. So once again, I get another bonus to using this cheesy tactic that doesn't really have any, well, to be honest, to me at least, it doesn't really have any, it shouldn't be in the game, more or less. In this case, losing a war is basically a way to say that he's not scary. We don't actually have to care about him, but it's definitely, it should be the opposite, to be honest. But we seriously have to start considering dealing with Austria. They already have 2 reforms, which is kind of annoying and scary all at once. But for now, we'll just continue converting the lands, and once I get that diplomat back home, we can make the peace deal here. So let's see here. As you know, Spain has about 150 aggressive expansion against me right now, so we offer to release, let's say, yeah, Albania. Nope. I think someone can actually snatch them up, so we'll release Aydin, we'll release Dulkadir, not Epiros, Karaman. No, they're actually quite... When did Karaman get that big? Well, it doesn't matter. Mentes, Montenegro? No. Maria? No. Ragusa? No. Ramasan, there we go. And I think we'll actually just go for these 4 nations. I could of course release Epirus as well, but it's kind of risky. I have no idea if anyone else actually has any claims to that one. Naples does, but they do have a union with Aragon, so it's not a problem. So we'll release them as well, just to make it all add up. So now we have 5 nations. Dulkadir, we have Ramsan, Mentes, Aydin, and Epirus, and I'll of course just have to annex these guys in 5 years' time. It's 5 provinces for basically 7 in this case, but it doesn't actually make sense here. I get reconquest on every single one of them, so it's not really that much of a fuss, to be honest. And also apparently now I can take I can build an embassy. So all in all, I can now get an extra diplomat. That would make it will definitely make things quite a lot easier. But once again, as I was saying here, the aggressive expansion: Hungary, none; Poland, none; Castile, none; Aragon, none. No one hates me anymore. That's it. I release 5 nations that they don't care about, that they can't protect, that the Mamluks might interfere with, but then I simply take the mission, or then I simply build my fleet and take the mission, conquer the Levant, release Syria, and then that's not a problem anymore. So you can see how I find this to be a hilarious way of dealing with things. It honestly is. I could always just keep a minor in here anyways once I've actually conquered everything else. For Naxos, for example, works also great if I don't use Trebizond. So there's a lot of people that I can use for this. And with this, I'm pretty sure that if we go just 1 month ahead, I actually have created a proper fleet as well. Savoy, last Ferrara, Aragon, Brittany, Leinster, Castile. We're ready for another war against Castile, everyone. And with that, we can all live happily ever after. I can integrate Asturias, basically make it a core. I guess we'll take conquer southern Greece. It'll be done by itself very soon, so that's not a problem. But yeah, now it's basically get my troops back to Castile for another war, and this time we'll basically grow Granada back to its proper size, and we'll probably also take these 3 potentially, and simply cripple Portugal as well. We'll probably also go for that colony simply to try and shut them off, take this island as well. I'm still kind of annoyed that they have an island here that I can't see, but to be honest, if it just had that, they can't actually colonize much, and I will probably see them before they do get that much colonized. But as you can see here, before we actually ended the first 50 years, the Iberian island is mostly mine. and I can definitely deal with Aragon pretty quickly as well. The problem here will be France, England, and mostly the Holy Roman Empire. But if you simply close off the coast, you can take control of the empire pretty easily yourself. So it's not that much of a fuss. If I had taken France, I would be able to do this a lot quicker, simply because on the by unions, by peaceful vassalization, by the fact that I'm perfectly placed. It would have taken a little bit longer since I had to integrate these small unions first, but let's face it, it wouldn't actually have been too much of a problem. I simply chose the Ottomans because I haven't actually played a Let's Play with them. I have with France, so it would make things a little bit boring at that. So we'll get our troops back to Castile, and we'll go for round 2. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.